it's Friday, la 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 la. It's Friday, la 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 la.
It's Friday! Oh, and this is a good one, guys. I hear about this topic so much, and it makes sense. Consistency is hard, but there is some fake news out there, y'all, about consistency. Consistency. That's a little bit hard to say. Consistency. And I'm going to tell you the truth. What's really going on about consistency and how to be consistent. I am consistently messing up this word. 3 truths about consistency. What you need to know. First, consistency is not about never messing up. It's about never giving up. What do I mean by this? Okay, I'm going to let you guys in on a secret, y'all. I've not told anybody this. You remember that 75 hard challenge I talked about a few episodes ago? If you follow me on Instagram, you have seen my check-ins on there. But you're supposed to adhere to the challenge rules and guidelines every single day, no break, for 75 days straight. That's why it's called 75 hard. And I'm currently on day 48, but I have messed up on my challenge commitments before. The first time I messed up, some of you guys might have seen this, I started over. I was pretty discouraged, and I was pretty much just reminded of how grueling the challenge would be. The second time I messed up, I was pretty deep in. I was a couple weeks in, so I would get set back a few weeks if I started over. This absolutely made me want to just give up entirely. I was like, there's no way anybody could freaking do this and have a life. There's no way. It's impossible. But I decided to do this instead. It's so easy. I decided to do this instead. I just picked up my responsibilities and commitments the next day. Yeah, the next day I was fine. I was actually more encouraged to not mess up on the next day. A few more weeks went by and I fell short again. Instead of giving up, though, I decided to keep pushing. Not anymore because I was so persistent about the challenge itself or completing it, but because I just didn't want to give up. I have been more consistent in my imperfection than I was when I was being perfectly committed or perfectly consistent to my commitments. This literally blew my mind. I don't know if you guys are completely grasping what I'm saying right now, but this blew my mind. How is it possible to be more consistent in inconsistency than it is in consistency? I'm explaining it to you guys. Simple psychology. Joe Rogan has referred to this on his podcast before when talking about working out, so I looked it up, and it's called the Pavel-Tsatsouline protocol. I have no idea if I pronounced that correctly. It's spelled really weird, but that's what it's called. You could correct me and DM me on Instagram if you know how to say it. But basically, I want to ask you this. When working out, which method is going to make you want to work out again? Doing a reasonable amount of reps, getting a good pump in, but not reaching your maximum amount of pushes or pulls, or pushing your body to the absolute max to the point where it can't really function normally anymore. When you get like so sore, it's just you can't do the normal things, but you do get expedited muscle growth because you're breaking all those muscle fibers. Which one will make you want to work out again? I think for most people, you won't want to do the first option. No one really likes being extremely sore to the point where you can't function anymore. But that's the exact same thing. You don't want to emphasize perfection and push yourself to the limit so much that you want to give up or you don't want to continue anymore. Give yourself room to come back and pick up where you left off. And that's what I'm doing with this. So consistency is not about never messing up. It's about never giving up. Okay, number 2. Consistency is only attainable through planning. It is impossible to remain consistent by just going with the flow. It's impossible. Life does not permit any such thing of the kind. Life is unpredictable. The action you take towards your goals should not be unpredictable as well. You have to combat life's unpredictability with some form of predictability. The best way to create this predictability is by planning your day the night before. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, this works wonders for your day. Your life will be changed. It not only helps with your consistency, but it helps with your overall productivity. Plan to be consistent in your commitment, no matter what it is. Plan around the day's events so that you'll know when you will perform whatever tasks you have. You can even plan for the worst case scenarios. I try to work on my business outside of my job for at least 2 hours every single day. But I also know that this doesn't always happen. So I also have alternative space in the day where I can use the evening if just in case there are any hiccups in the morning, because I planned it out that way. Okay, so the next logical question is, all right, well, how do I consistently plan? The answer is in point numero uno. I said it already. You don't consistently plan, man. You just never give up on planning. That's the key. Look, it may not happen every single night. No one is perfect. Stop thinking that these people you see on social media, on TED Talks and stuff, actually do what they say every single day. I guarantee you they are not doing it every single day, but I'm sure that they have the intention to be consistent and never give up on those commitments that they make. That's where true consistency is formed and creative. Just never give up on the planning. It will change your life. You have to plan. Point number 3, consistency is maximized through accountability. If you really want to be consistent, you will hold yourself accountable. But not only will you hold yourself accountable, you will let others hold you accountable as well. But make sure you get a good, dependable accountability partner. Do not let your boy, your homegirl be your accountability partner. It doesn't work. Now, okay, I don't know your friends, so this is a blanket statement, but generally what you want to do is get an accountability partner who's a few steps ahead of you. Someone who is where you want to be very soon. This provides a sense of, I don't want to let this person down in your relationship. You don't want to be looked at as a joke by someone you admire, you know? So, for example, if I want to start writing more, I'm not going to go to my friend who also wants to start writing more to be my accountability partner. I'm going to reach out to someone who I know already has a consistent blog, someone who writes books, someone that writes and performs poetry already. If I tell them what I want to commit to and then don't follow through, I lose a little bit of respect in their eyes, and I care more about their opinion than I do my equal peer who doesn't really have any authority to tell me anything. You understand what I'm saying? So, okay, I get this too. If you cannot find this person in life, there's sometimes you can't find a good accountability partner. There's another alternative, and I'll show it to you. Social media. Yep, social media is one of the greatest accountability partners. I'm struggling with these words. Accountability partners that you can ever have. Just like I did, I told everyone that follows me on Instagram, over 1,000 people, I am doing the 75 hard challenge. And if I fail, or even just quietly fall off, don't even tell anyone, I may not look like a complete fool, but in the back of everyone's mind, they know I failed. If you say you're going to lose or gain X amount of pounds and then don't, people are going to look at you like, better luck next time, buddy, you know? So you don't want that. Knowing people are paying attention to your goals gives you an extra push to remain consistent. Okay, lastly, if you just don't give a flying flip about what anyone thinks about you, there's some people out there like that. I know something that you do care about for sure. Put money on it. That's exactly what I mean. Put money on it. Yeah, money. You heard me right. If you're serious about getting your stuff together, put your money where your mouth is. Now, there are a couple of accountability apps that will whip you right into shape. The most popular one and the one that I would recommend is called Stick. STICKK. You pick a common goal, or you could define your own, and you put money on your commitment. Now, money is optional, but that's the most common prize choice. So let's say you're committing to exercising a certain amount of times per week. You put $50 on your commitment. If you fall short of your commitment, you pay that $50. Now, here's the really cool part. You can choose where that money goes. It can go to a friend. It could go to an enemy. Yeah, you could send it to someone you don't like. That would suck. It could go to a charity. It could even go to an anti-charity. If you're asking what an anti-charity is, so that means if you are pro-life, your money will go to support a pro-choice charity. Oh, man, I don't know why. I would never have thought of this. This is such a good idea. But anyway, the bottom line is there's really no excuse for you not to have some form of accountability partner. There are so many options you can have to have an accountability partner. There is no excuse. Get yourself one now if you're serious about being consistent about attaining your goals. So those are the 3 truths about consistency that everyone needs to know. 1, consistency is not about messing up. It's about not giving up. Number 2, you have to plan in order to be effectively consistent. It just can't happen on the fly. It's impossible. And 3, maximize your consistency by having an accountability partner. There are multiple forms that you can have of an accountability partner. You have no excuse. So, if you like this episode, smash that subscribe button. You could be the first to hear more vision building content in the future. Look, y'all, I don't have the budget to pour into marketing and promotion, so I count on you guys to help me get the word out. Share this episode, share this podcast on your Instagram stories, on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever it is. People need to hear this stuff. It could change someone's life, honestly. Get the word out and share, because it definitely changed mine when I learned about it. Leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts if your heart so chooses, because you found value in this episode. Look, I love you guys, and I will be back on Tuesday with a new episode. Until then, keep building your vision every single day. Peace. Hey guys, Clee here. Thanks so much for listening to the Build Your Vision podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I would think you did if you stayed all the way to the end. The best thing that you could do to help support this show is by sharing it with somebody. By you just taking a few seconds to recommend this show to somebody, you are making a huge impact, not only on the success of this show, but possibly on that person's life.